Hi, sometime back we took a look at the Miniware TS80 portable USB soldering iron, and my conclusion for this thing was that it was pretty much the duck's guts in portable soldering irons. Yes, I know about the TS100, but in my opinion the TS80 was just a much better and more refined product. Yes, it wasn't as high a power. This one's only 18 watts compared to the TS100, which was larger, but the all-metal construction and the shorter tip to grip, and it was just, and the fact that it was powered from USB instead of a DC barrel jack, I just found this to be a much better quality product than the TS100. So I've used this as carried around in a little portable pouch with some solder and stuff in there, and this has been a fantastic little portable soldering iron. I've used it quite frequently. And the only two little gripes I had about this was that it was only 18 watts, so not suitable, not a high power thing, but more than adequate, for most general purpose tasks that you'd want to do, but also the fact that it was only compatible with Quick Charge 3 power banks, and not many people carry around a Quick Charge 3. I happen to carry around one, but it's not as good as the USB PD or USB power delivery, which is more frequent. So thanks to Miniware, they've sent their new one, the TS80P. Yes, it's the same model number, but with a P on the end. This one is a little bit pricier. I think it's around about $80 US. You can get it a bit under that, but it depends on the accessories you get with it. And as always, I highly recommend getting like a range of tips with it. And it solves the two of the issues with the previous TS80. This one uses both Quick Charge 3.0 and USB Power Delivery 2.0 standards, so that you can use practically any power bank on the market. You can't operate it at 5 volts, of course. You do need a quick charge or power delivery product, but hey, most people are going to be carrying around one of those anyway for charging their phone. And this one actually, if you use power delivery standard, it can go up to 30 watts instead of 18 that we had before. If you use the quick charge 3 in a compatible pack, then it's still only going to do 18 watts. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and it still has the open source. It's got Creative Commons down there. It's got like open source firmware for it, and basically in the thing, you're only going to get the iron itself. You're going to get a power adapter. You're going to get a nice silicon cable with it, USB-C to USB-C, and a little hex key and stuff like that. But yeah, nominal up to 30 watts, and it's got a smart control and all that sort of jazz. Anyway, let's check it out. Ta-da! Here it is. So in the box, you get the iron itself only with a single tip, and you get a power delivery plus quick charge 345 watt pack. So that is more than what you need to actually operate this thing. Comes with one of those weird ass Yankee plugs on it. So this one will power it at the full 30 watts. And you get a grounding strap as well. If you want to, if you care about your ESDs, you get a little Allen key, and you get a really sexy silicone USB-C to USB-C, and it does feel like ultra flexible and really lightweight. Exactly what you want for plugging into one of these irons. It is completely backward compatible with the tips from the TS80, so if you've got invested in the existing tips, you can just upgrade the iron. And just like before, it's an all-alloy case. It just feels very nice. E-Design is the company that call themselves Miniware, E-Design, not sure. Anyway, we've got the grounding strap there. We've got the USB-C interface there, and of course, 12 volts, 30 watts. That is one of the 12 volts is one of the modes that power delivery can go up to at 2.5 amps. So that's how they get their 30 watts. So it's basically the same length. The tip to grip is going to be exactly the same, but you'll notice that while this existing one screwed off here, you didn't have to do that, by the way. You didn't have to screw it. The tip would just go in and out like that. And the new one, the tip will go in and out like that, but they've also got a springy thing. It's spring-loaded. Isn't that cool? And it just pulls out like that. Don't pull it out while it's a hot. Trap for young players. So yes, that has a vastly nicer grip than the other one. It sort of stops your fingers going off the end. The other one, you felt a little bit vulnerable like that because there was no finger guard at the end. So they've really improved that. That's a nice touch. But the interface and everything else should still be exactly the same. Now, the new model claims to be able to heat up to 300 degrees C in 8 seconds. I can't remember what the existing one was. So existing one here, new one here. I'm powering the new one from a 18 watt capable pack. So it's exactly the same. So let's see if I can heat both of these up at the same time. Bloody power pack turns off if you don't start it. Here we go. I'll try and start and go. Go. Well, here's the first problem. Low volt. Why? This is a proper, this is a Jackery 18 watt capable power delivery one. Maybe, like, why? It should be able to do that. Maybe it just can't do 12 volt. You'd need greater than 1.5 amps at 12 volts. We've come a gutser. Right off the bat, that's annoying. This is one of my main packs that I would carry around. This is my quick charge one here that you've seen me use last time, but wow, already we've come a gutser. That's annoying. So if you've only got an 18 watt capable USB 2 pack, then you're shit out of luck. Well, I'm certainly glad I tried that, because then I wouldn't have found that limitation. So, yeah, that's annoying. There's a lot of 18 watt only capable packs out there. I can only assume that's a limitation, not something weird with my Jackery pack here. This is, one of the better quality packs on the market. Okay, let's have a look what's going on here. I've got my USB PD power meter. If we plug that in, it hasn't negotiated the 12 volts. And let's see if we press it. Will it negotiate the 12 volts? Yep. Oh, it tries to. Oh, no, now it's heating up. That's weird. Wow. It won't work directly into the pack. It'll work with this. How much is it going to overshoot by? Well, according to its own thing, yeah, 300. Oh, that's tight, isn't it? Tight as a nun's nasty. The good thing is it does actually tell you the voltage on there. There you go, 8.8 volts. You can just see it. And yeah, 8.8 volts up there confirmed. So that's accurate. I think so. I think it's negotiated 9 volts. And this is interesting that I don't remember seeing on the original one. It tells you the tip. Tip, R446. It said 444 before. So I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. And you saw how before it was 5 volts. Well, now it's sort of in idle state. It's negotiated that 9 volts again. It's not quite bang on here in its voltage reading. You can actually push this and get through working temp and the standby temperature that it sets back to, the sleep time, and power 18 watts. So we could, but maybe if we change that, go up to 24. Okay, maybe we have to adjust our off voltage, perhaps. I mean, I was using this thing straight out of the box, so... Okay, we've got 9.3 volts this time. It's showing 9.3 there. It's only showing 8.7 on here. All right, well, I've given up on my Jackery power bank here. I've gone to the supplied power adapter, so... I've got the larger tip that I had before over here. So I've got them both set to 350, so let's see if I can do this. Go! Yep, certainly heating up quicker. Yep, 270, 300, boom, in, yeah, about 8 seconds was it? I missed it. 350, yeah, it certainly heats up a lot quicker, and you'll notice that it's gone to 12 volts. It has negotiated the 12 volts there. Get my fingers clear. And, yeah, wow, it smoked it, pun intended. I'm here all week. Yeah, so that's very nice. Heats up much quicker than the original. The larger tip's not going to make a huge amount of difference there. There's not a massive thermal difference in them. Okay, I'm just going to do some large soldering here. I've got this mystery teardown on my second channel. I've got lots of mystery teardowns, by the way, on my second channel, so I won't tell you what this is. Love the bodge resistors over here. But anyway, we've got large thermal mass pads and things like that. Just want to see if... yeah, she's going up. 12 volts, 2 amps. Yep. And it's melting it. There's a lot of thermal mass in there. That's a real struggle. Of course, this is not what this thing's for. If you need to do heavy gauge stuff, go for the TS100 and a separate, 12 volt, model battery or something. Anyway, that's doing nice. I've got it set to 350, so I could, of course, ramp it up. But yeah, you can see it's going over 2 amps there to jump up to 2.5 there. But it's melting it. That's pretty good. Okay, at 350, trying the original TS80 here. Once again, so same voltage setting. Needs significantly longer to get in there. Oh, yeah, it's not as good as you'd expect. It's not pumping as much power in there. So, yep. Oh, no, it can melt it at a pinch, but geez, nah. So yes, the new TS80, of course, is better thermal capacity as claimed, of course, but as you saw, if you've only got an 18 watt pack, which can't deliver, then you're going to get the same thermal performance as the original TS80. You can use the supplied plug pack, but these irons, I do not recommend them. As people ask me, like, oh, should I get one of these? Oh, it's okay if you're a beginner, but geez, you can buy like a proper, Heiko knockoff or something for like 20, 30 bucks or something like that, and like a proper bench soldering station. I still much prefer those. You shouldn't be, these I would not recommend as an everyday iron. It's designed for exactly what it's advertised as, is like a portable USB iron. You take it out in the field, you do whatever, and you've always got your power bank with you, and you can do soldering anywhere on the spot. That's why I recommend like maybe getting a package with a little pouch. Unfortunately, you don't get a pouch with this one. It's handy. I take solder around in there, and I can just do spot soldering anywhere I need to. It's really quite handy. And if you need more power out in the field, if you're doing, real heavy gauge wire and stuff like that, for your RC model planes or quadcopters or whatever, then yeah, of course, you're going to be, the TS100 is a higher power iron, but it's, chintzy plastic kind of thing. I really don't like it. Even though it has a ton of fanboys, it also has some people who go, yeah, I don't like it. It's just plastic, it falls apart. These alloy ones are just much better. It's just going to survive all the bumps and knocks, and also the supplied flexible silicon lead. As I said, it really is quite lightweight and flexible, and you really don't notice it. It doesn't really get in the way. This thing just feels fantastic in the hand. As I said, the tip to grip distance is quite small, so you can do quite reasonably delicate work with that, whereas the TS100 is longer tip to grip. And the user interface are basically the same as the original TS80, and yeah, you can just go like that, and we can just, let's adjust that. It'll go up to 380. No worries. And then if you want to hold down that, you can get over to the settings. You can set, as I said, the working temp, the standby temperature where it drops back, the standby time, the maximum power. It should, you shouldn't have to set that. It should auto-negotiate that based on the power delivery, the capability. It should actually talk to the power pack that you're powering it from, and should be able to figure that out. And you can get Fahrenheit if you want that rubbish, and whether or not you're left or right-handed, that just flips the orientation of the screen. So I'm going to change that to power to show power there. Go back, there you go. It shows the power, 28 watts. There you go. That's a bit better than showing the voltage. You don't really care about the voltage. All you care about is how much power. So, yeah, 380. And as I said, 380 is about the max temp you want to go to, unless you're desperate. Yeah, but look at that. I mean, that's on a large amount of copper there. And it's melting that. No wuckers. And of course, if it's going to do that, it's going to have no problems with doing any sort of delicate SMD type stuff you want. And I've had this on for quite some time, and it really, it barely gets warm to the touch around the handle here. And the original TS80 was brilliant in that respect as well. And this bit here, I can actually touch that. No worries. I don't know if I can leave my finger on it. Can I leave my finger on there? Whoa, I don't know, it's starting to smell like chicken. And of course, these are direct heat elements as well, so they're more efficient than your traditional encased type ones like you get on your more traditional Heikos and things like your old school Heiko 926, none of this 936 rubbish. Yeah, that was my first soldering station, was the 926. Still got it, still works a treat after at least 30 years, more than that. So yeah, I'd recommend you get a range of tips, chisel or something like that. So it comes with the fine point one, as I said, which is that one there. And it has a TRS jack like that. All right, does it have a snowball's chance in hell of doing 10 square millimeter copper wire? Let's put some... Oh, here we go. It's doing it. It's doing it. 10 square millimeters of copper. Goodness. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Bob's your uncle. Yep. 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 Fantastic. 10 square millimeters. No wuckers. Oh, I didn't show you the safety instructions that comes with it. Avoid being burnt. Do not touch the hot end. Yeah, thanks. There you go. It's not terribly comprehensive there, so it's available in Chinese as well. Yeah, but that's all you get with it. All right, let's test the temperature accuracy. I've got it set to 350 here, so let's give it a whirl. 365, 370. Oh, she's a bit off the money. Okay, let's try 300 here. Yeah, 300 as well. She's a bit off. All right, let's try the thermal overshoot thing. See if we can get that down. There we go. Whee. See, she dropped right down, but she ain't measuring it over there. So, gee, it doesn't recover that quick, does it? And I just used another sensor. I replaced it just for good measure. I get it. I'm here a week. Yeah, it's reading the same, so it's a bit over. And even though I'm using the supplied adapter, which is supposed to support power delivery and quick charge, when I actually connect it up, it says that it's actually connected, it's negotiated quick charge 2.0. So if I then heat that up, yeah, it's still quick charge. It's not doing power delivery. And even if I use my Jackery power delivery power pack, it's still not going to negotiate that power delivery standards. It's going to power up, and it's quick charge 2.0, and it's going to give me that low volt warning message again if I don't do it. It's really annoying. And yes, I've got my power delivery thing. By the way, if you want to know what a power adapter, this is the RD Tech one, those same company that make those little modular power supplies things. I'll link it in down below. It does various standards. Very cool. I think it's only like sub $20 or something. It's really cheap. And it supports like a graphing with your Android phone and everything. It's pretty great. Unfortunately, unlike before, I'm not able to get it to work. I still get this low volt thing with my Jackery power delivery adapter. As I said, this is an 18 watt jobby, which is fairly typical. If you want more, like 36 watts or plus, you need to get one of those ones that's like designed for powering laptops and things like that. So yeah, this is a fairly typical one you carry around to recharge your phone and things like that. This is the biggest one I'd carry around, unless you, as I said, have to recharge a laptop. So, and unfortunately, I don't have anything else here to test it with, so I'm going to have to take their word for it that this supports power delivery 2.0, even though I don't have the ability to test that right now. If I do, I'll include a video on the second channel, but this is what I was hoping for. It'd just work with any pack that supports 18 watt power delivery. It'd at least have like backward compatibility to the 18 watt mode, even if you couldn't get the full 30. So at the moment, I can only get it working with the supplied power adapter, and well, that's useless for portable use, really. And it's definitely detected Quick Charge 2.0 instead of Type-C power delivery. It does work with my existing Quick Charge pack, which I've been using with my original TS80, and specifically supports Quick Charge 9 volts at 2 amps. So it does the 18 watts, but it doesn't support 12 volts at 3 amps, which it says is required for this. But yeah, as I said, it should have like a fallback. It should be able to do power delivery 18 watt standard. I'm really disappointed by that. So yeah, that's a bugger unless there's something specific with my pack. So anyway, leave it in the comments down below if you got one of these and you are able to get it working with an 18 watt power delivery pack. The good news is it will actually work with this Jackery power adapter if I plug it into the 5 volt 2.4 amp outlet here. Let's give it a whirl. She's heating up. So I can actually use it with this pack, so it's not a complete loss. But yeah, it's only going to do the 18 watts. It's not going to give me any more, but considering this is only an 18 watt pack, that's cool bananas. Bloody temperamental charge and voltage standards. I hate these things. They're absolutely ridiculous. Had no end of problems developing the micro supply because of this, of course, which uses power delivery standard. The unfortunate thing is if you do power it from an 18-watt capable battery pack, then you don't get any extra thermal performance because you are limited to 18 watts and the thermal recovery performance is not as good. So let's do the old uncontrolled wet sponge test here. I'll just leave no pressure. I'll just put it down on there. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. 3, take it back up, and recovery time is, you know, fairly slow. It's not the fastest recovery time out there with this 18-watt pack. Okay, do the exact same test again, but using the supplied 40-watt pack. So here we go. No, she ain't dropping. Even though it's only saying 18 watts. So, yeah, it looks like it's putting extra grunt in there. It's really put some pressure on that. Back down to where we were before, and recovery time should likely be quicker, I think you'll find, if you want to time that. And you get into this thing by popping up this. Let me get the camera out of the way. There you go. And the supplied Allen key, they supply the teardown tool. Absolutely fantastic. If you get your knife in there like that, that'll just pop out and lift up, and it's beautiful. Envelope construction really is. Anyway, it's got TS80P on there. And there you go, quite significant differences. We've got the new TS80P and the original TS80 up here, and this is the bottom side. This is where all the power stuff is, and yeah, very different. They got the solder coat on the trace there just to give some extra capacity, whereas they only had it just up here like this. They used an SO8 package here. It's yeah, quite significant changes there. On the top side, I think they use the same processor, don't they? We had an SO8 MOSFET up there before. Things have changed now because this is like 30 watts compared to 18 before. But yeah, it really is quite nice. Flippy over, and processor's exactly the same, is it? Can't actually read that number on the camcorder screen here. But yeah, I'd expect few changes there. But you'd expect them to have changed the front end chip to give you power delivery support. Of course, this is what does, you know, you need a power delivery chip essentially on there to do the negotiation and stuff like that. It's just easier from a development point of view. Anyway, the design and construction of these things is absolutely fantastic. So hats off to Miniware. They really do a spectacular job with their products. Very impressed. I've heard that they do have a very large engineering team working on their various products, which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of spit and polish that goes into this. So this is more than suitable for like most stuff you're going to want to do out in the field, really, unless, as I said, you're into like, you know, real high power, like huge wires. But as you saw, it still did a 10 square millimeter wire. So no, like I haven't joined two 10 square millimeter wires, but you know, it does a reasonable job. Of course, not as much power as the TS100, but certainly for most soldering stuff, especially stuff I do out in the, like, just not just out in the field, but just like around the lab. If I don't want to lug my soldering station around, it's just, you know, if you want to get in the back of a bit of gear and solder something like this, fantastic. So there you have it. There's new TS80P from Miniware. Thank you for sending that one in. And, well, yeah, I still think this is the Duck's Guts portable soldering iron on the market. If you disagree, please leave it in the comments down below. But it depends on your requirements. If you're happy with an 18-watt iron, then, you know, this will do everything you want. It's superb build quality. And the new finger guard, it just feels, you know, much better than the original one. And the original one was fantastic. Yeah, so I highly recommend this thing if you're after a portable soldering iron. It's not that expensive, and it is first-class design and construction, and its thermal performance is adequate for what it is. Now, should you upgrade if you've already got the TS80? Well, that depends on what power pack you've got. If you've only got an 18-watt pack, then it's not going to be any different whatsoever. And yeah, you've probably got to be watch out for like quirky why it doesn't work with the power delivery output, and it only works with that. Like, I hate the stupid USB power standards. They're unbelievable. Of course, it comes with the power adapter, but well, what point is that? The whole idea is this is a portable soldering iron. But if you haven't bought one of these yet, then I recommend getting this new P version because, well, it does have better thermal capacity if your power supply can deliver that. And it's a demonstrable difference too. It is, quite a significant upgrade going from that 18 watts to the 30 odd watts. So yeah, well worth it. And I'll put it down below. It's available from like a ton of different shops on various places, mainly on Aliexpress. Amazon is more expensive and stuff like that. And various sellers will actually bundle this with like different types of tips and a little portable case. Highly recommend the case because, well, it's a portable soldering iron. You can keep all the bits and bobs in there, different tips and various types of solder as well in there, fine and coarse stuff and things like that. And yep, I think this thing is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend picking one up. Maybe there's a few firmware issues they can improve in terms of compatibility with packs and things like that. I don't know. If you do know, leave it in the comments down below. I'm sure it'll be discussed over on the EEVblog forum as well. And yeah, this is a winner chicken dinner. Highly recommend picking one up. So yeah, that's a nice little upgrade. It gets a thumbs up from me. Unfortunately, my packs, I'm not going to get any extra benefit out of it, but you certainly might. So anyway, I love this little beastie. And if you liked that video, found it useful, please give the video a big thumbs up. And as always, you can discuss down below and I'll put links for buying this thing down below. So thank you eDesign/Miniware for sending that one in. Terrific. Catch you next time.